Speaking of Sky News, our political editor Andrew Clennell today broke the story that the federal government is set to introduce new hate speech legislation to classify matters of serious vilification as a criminal offence. The laws are set to be introduced to Parliament tomorrow. They'll reportedly target derogatory remarks based on gender, sexuality, race, disability and religion, and it'll also include doxing, which is basically where private information is shared publicly with malicious intent, people's addresses and this kind of thing, Nick. Do you think there's an issue with potentially free speech here, lumping all these different issues into the idea of vilification?
My word, I do. This really frightens me, because you know what this leads to. And the fact that it's being portrayed as something to deal with anti-Semitism, that worries me even more, because they'll always put something like that forward. But we know exactly how this will be used. I mean, Caroline's just outlined how the current laws and the current rules are not being applied for specific groups, specifically in this case the Palestinians. Every state in the country has strong laws against offensive state that they can use if they wish. You know where this is heading. You've seen what's happened in Britain recently, with people getting arrested regularly for what they're posting on Facebook. I just think that this is a very dangerous first step towards laws that will be used for completely the wrong purpose.
Correct. And we saw in Scotland they set up a public hotline for people to make complaints about vilification, and most of the complaints were about the First Minister complaining that people were white. If we get to that stage here, I hope we do the same.
Although if they do separate the laws, and some of them are hate speech legislation, some of it is privacy laws, which is where I understand the doxing legislation will come in, I think that could be good. I don't think anyone, despite what side of politics you might sit on, would agree that it is good for a society to indulge people who release the private details maliciously.
But that's quite different to vilification on the basis of
so I think
sexuality,
they're two
etc.
separate things.
Yeah, quite true.